to my channel. If you're new here, I am Anna and I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're creating this firelight inspired look for fall. I think it is just grungy, it's smoky, like it's super smoky and just dark and moody. It's also inspired by a song from the band Swallow the Sun called Firelights, hence the title of the video. And look, most of my makeup looks are usually 9 times out of 10 inspired by a song. I don't know why, but music makes me see colors, and I don't know. It's a weird inspiration thing that I just start seeing makeup looks apparently when I listen to music. For this look, we kind of jumped around between a couple of palettes. We used Naked Honey and Melt Gemini to kind of get this dark, moody, firelit look. And we also played with the Melt Royal Blush collection today as well. If you want to see how I got this look, you can just go ahead and keep on watching, but before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below, let me know some fall looks you would like to see, some color inspirations you want to see. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this look. Alright, let's get started on this look. But first, let's have a drink of coffee. My eyes are primed. Bitchy brows going. Let's get started. First shade I'm going to jump into is Lorelei from the Melt Gemini palette. We're going to be jumping back and forth between Melt Gemini and Naked Honey. I'm going to start pulling this through the transition and socket area on a Morphe 441. Now this shade I want to be pretty blown out and blended fairly high, so I'm just going to slowly build it and get it where I want it to be. So I'm going to start right here on the outer corner and kind of come in and blend up and out. Okay, that shape is good. I just want a little bit more intensity. I'm going for a halo eye today. I'm going to blend that shade out just a little bit more out this way. So very light hand. I'm hardly touching the skin. Just grazing it along. Keep building until I have the intensity that I'm looking for, because I do want this shade to be pretty intense. I want it to be very visible behind the other shades, kind of as a transition shade. Alright, let's go to a smaller brush. I'm going to take a Morphe 433 and I'm going to go over to the Naked Honey palette now. I'm going to take the shade Drip, load my brush up, and start to pat that out here and start to bring that into the socket as well, just lower, and just let that blend into Lorelei. So we're starting to get that depth in there and warmth. That's what you're going for, because I want this look to look like firelight coming out of the darkness. It's inspired by a song from a band called Swallow the Sun. They have a song called Firelights, and that's really where the inspiration came from. I'll link this song or the music video for it in the cards. It's a really good song, especially and it's probably not going to be too many people's cup of tea, but give it a chance. It's very melodic death metal, kind of doom metal-ish. And I'm just gonna keep building that shade, because this is where I'll start building the depth up and get that shape going to the eye. Pick up a little more Lorelei and just blend right along that edge. I want this look to have a bit of an amber vibe to it rather than yellow. And between these shades, I think we'll get there. Smaller brush. We're just gonna kind of go down in sizes. I'm gonna take an M456 now with Sting, which is the deepest shade in the Naked Honey palette, and just patting this out here. And we're gonna apply it basically the same way, just a little more concentrated and lower into the socket. And of course, let it flow into those other shades. I want to mix a little bit of a grungy fall look. I've got an idea. I've got a plan. And I'm just blending kind of windshield wiper motions just to keep that pigment concentrated where I want it to be concentrated. I want that to be visible when I relax my eye. previous brush that had drip. We're gonna take a little more drip and just run it right in between, kind of the mid point where those shades meet. Just to maintain that gradient. Biggest brush, a bit more Lorelei. I'm gonna take a little flat brush here. I'm gonna take some more of Sting on it and start to build that on this outer corner. Just tapping it. And we're gonna do the same on the inner corner. Leaving a blank spot in the center. Kind of arcs around the lid. Now on the pencil brush, we're going to take Bonnie, which is the black shade from Melted Gemini. On the very tip, knock off the excess, and we're going to start to build this on this outer corner. I'm going to start by just tapping and just laying down kind of where I want the darkness to be. And slowly start just ever so gently blending it over. Okay, since that eye is watering, it's being a little bit of a troublemaker. I'm going to take my black eyeliner first. This is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Gel Liner. And I'm going to kind of put that down as a base initially. I chose not want to stick because that spot on my eye got watery and messed up the texture. A little bit of a wing shape. I'm going to do that on the other side, just even it out. I'm really enjoying this Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Liner. It's very affordable and very effective. Now we'll take the pencil brush, a little bit of Bonnie. I'm just going to tap that over it. And tap that on top and smudge up and over. Basically like we're creating a really smoky wing at this point. Let's switch to a Morphe 152. Keeping it tight to the outer V right now. Let it flow over onto the lid just a bit. I'm not worried about the lid getting messy. I just want to keep the blend on the rest of the eye nice. I'm going to clean off the Morphe 152. Go back to Sting and soften this edge. Apply a little more Bonnie where I feel like I need it. Just like on this side, I don't feel like it's winged out as much. Just tap it. I'm going to jump over to a 506 with Sting and just blend this edge with it. Kind of let the black start to blend in to the socket line just a little bit. And take a little bit more Bonnie on our pencil brush. Just tap into this outer corner and slowly build that up. This black is really intense, so you gotta kind of baby it and go easy. That's why I'm layering in slow steps with it rather than just throwing it on. Just want to build very seamlessly and create a very smooth gradient between the shades. Blending brush, once again, the 506, a little bit of drip, and just get the edge blended. So we are getting there. Back to the 456, I'm going to pick up a little more drip on that shade, on that brush. I know it looks messy like as it blends out, but don't worry. I'm not worried about this out here too much. We're going to clean that up. I just want to get that blend perfect on the actual eyeball area. So we're going to clean up the edges with, and it will all come together. Okay, so I'm going to brush the head Lorelei, because I feel like I lost some of her over here. I had a pimple right here, so things are kind of being weird right there. I'm going to take the little flat brush here and just make sure that this black is intense right here on the outer part of the lid. And just soften those edges ever so slightly. So I want that to be really just pitch black right on the outer part. Okay, I know it looks so crazy right now with all the fallout and everything, but just trust me and trust the process. We'll get there. Okay, now with Bonnie, once again, I'm going to take just a touch of it on this inner part, inner corner. A little bit. Tuck it right in there. And then I'm just going to softly do that just a little tiny bit. Just come right through that socket line. Very gently with whatever's left on the brush and on the lid. Just like that, just to join them together. I'm not gonna add any more product. I'm gonna take a little flat brush here. This is just like a, concealer paddle brush, very small. Take a little bit of I'm gonna use the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer today to cut the crease. Well, we're not really cutting the crease so much as we're just gonna clean up this middle bit because we're gonna put a bright shimmery amber color there. Put it right in the center of the lid, up to the crease. All right, now I'm gonna go into the shade Amber from the Naked Honey palette. We're gonna start to pat that over that concealer. I'm just gonna fill in all the blank spots. Okay, I'm gonna start to kind of finesse that shade into the matte shades. I'm just gonna kind of pat, starting with a patting motion. Pat in between. So you just fine tune things at this point. Let's go to our little flat brush that we apply the black with. We're gonna clean it off. We're gonna take a little bit of sting first and just pat it right here. Just try to get these colors to flow into one another. Same on the inner corner. It's gonna be a little bit back and forth at this point. Just getting that blend on the lid, just perfect. So I want it to be soft and not carved looking. I just want to put the concealer down just to give it brightness underneath. M152 now with a little bit of Bonnie, and just pack that right here again. Let that blend in. Very gently and carefully. I'm gonna get right in here on this inner part. Touch that up just a little bit. Basically placing the brush down and just wiggling a little. Alright, back to Amber. Just a little back and forth here. This is one of those looks that is a lot of back and forth. When you're doing a halo eye, it tends to be a little back and forthy, but because it's such an intense contrast between shades, that just kind of makes it a little bit more touchy. But you see, it is coming together. Slowly but surely. It's not a look you do when you're short on time. Alright, I'm looking at it straight on in a mirror, make sure that I have everything the way I want it to look. I think I'm going to take just a little bit of the shade Gemini on my finger here and just kind of pat that over the center. There's a nice little shiftiness in it. It really catches the light. Into a little more amber, so I want that tone in there to be very prominent. And just soften out that blend with my finger. Sometimes you just gotta get in there with a finger. Alright, I'm gonna intensify the black just a tad more on the inner corner. Now I'm gonna take my eyeliner. I'm gonna go ahead and go across the upper lash line. Will this fall out? I know, it looks so bad right now. Just trust me. I'll just trust this process that it is one. And go across this upper lash line. Take a little angled liner brush here. Dip into Bonnie. And just go along that eyeliner just to make sure it is intense and black. So get that detailed precision right in that inner part. This might be a job for some micellar water rather than face primer, but I'm gonna take a little bit of face primer. I'm gonna use the VDL Satin Veil Primer today because it's what I got in front of me. Dip my Q-tip into it just a little bit. My hand has got makeup all over it. And we just start kind of gently rolling it under here to clean up. Oh my god. This might be a time when you want to go ahead and whip out the makeup wipe and the micellar water. I just don't have any in here. Well, I don't use makeup wipes and I don't have any micellar water in the room with me, so I mean that did a pretty decent job. And obviously we're not done. Just want to get the bulk of it up first before I fine tune anything. Clean up this where it got a little too far out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go through about 4 Q-tips. I'm doing this very gently. I'm not like pulling on my eye or anything. I'm very gently wiping it away. That's what I love about like face primer is because it's like a magic eraser. You can really see how the look is starting to take shape. Now that I've done that, I will take my medium-sized blending brush and clean it off some. This is the 433, and I'm just gonna soften out this edge. And you can also do this with your bigger blending brush. This will all get softened out even more when I go in with my face makeup. And of course when we go in concealer and our face makeup, it kind of cleans it up even more. But I'm gonna keep the lower lash line kind of smoky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and prime my lower lash line a little bit with just a touch of concealer. Go right under here. Just gives the eyeshadow something to stick to. I always have trouble with my lower lash line getting the eyeshadow to really stick, and it looks absolutely insane while you're doing it. But most of my makeup techniques look that way. So nothing new here. Now I'm going to take my eyeliner and I'm actually going to line the waterline. Not my favorite thing to do, but I think this look kind of calls for it. And we're going to be creating a good flow into that upper eyeshadow. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Okay, I'm going to cut that out and spare you the nightmare of me tight lining. Because it's, ugh, I hate watching people tight line. I'm going to start to kind of blend it out. I'm going to take the pencil brush first. I'm going to go into Sting with it initially and just start kind of running it along here and smoke out that black liner. Oh yeah, okay, that's working out pretty good. Pretty good. That sounded so damn country. Pretty good. I think it's impossible to do like lower lash line without making a face like the girl from The Ring. This way also kind of make sure everything's blending into the upper lash line perfectly and there's a nice cohesive flow. Switch over to the M152, take a little bit of drip. I'm going to take a little bit of Bonnie just on the tip of it very, very carefully just to get that depth out there and the flow into the upper eyeshadow. Alright, and take the liner brush now. Just carefully get right in here. A little flat, fluffy brush here from Sonia Kashuk. Take a little bit of Sting. Just really try to blow that out. And we'll probably come back and do a little more blending on the lower lash line once I finish up the face. That's all I'm going to do on the eyes for right this minute. I'm going to go ahead and jump over to do my face makeup. We'll be back to finish up anything else on the eyes that I want to. And we're back. I just did the skin and a little bit contour. So let's go ahead and finish up these lower lash line, and I think I'm gonna add something else to the lid. Bear with me, but I'm gonna take a little bit of HBIC from the Naked Honey palette. I kind of just want to pop it kind of on the outer bits, kind of like in between the black and amber. I'm gonna take just a little bit on my brush and just see what it does, if I like the tone. Or if it does anything. Just like I need some in between there. Yeah, okay, that's kind of doing what I needed. You just need a little bit of a, almost a transition-y shade in there. Alright, I think I like that a little better. You know what? I'm gonna try a little bit of this from the Real Blush collection from Melt. This is the shade Raw from one of the little blush duos. Let's see, that one or this dark, more bronzy shade here from the Honey Queen Bee little duo. Yeah, I think I'll do with that one. Just a little pitter patter in there. I put a little extra powder on my cheeks just in case I decide to get messy again. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit of the more golden shade. Go right here in the middle. Yeah, okay, that gave a nice pop. Blendy brush, a little small one here. I feel like my black keeps kind of blending away on me. And let's continue on to that lower lash line just a little bit. So I just want to amp up a little bit more of the yellow tone under there. So I'm going to take Lorelei on one side of this flat brush and flip it up and just kind of come along here. Let's take a little bit of drip. And same brush. Maybe I'll take just a little bit of Keeper. Yeah, I like the tone of Keeper. And just blow that out just a little bit. I know I keep going back and forth and tweaking this look, but it's just one of those where I have a specific thing in mind. I'm just trying to get it there. I feel like I need some more kind of black along the lower lash line. We'll go back in with that eyeliner now. So hopefully when I edit this, it'll be a little more concise. 152, and just a teensy touch of Bonnie. Right in here. and come right up against that lash line with her. Like a little obsessive blending. Alright, I'm gonna take this little small brush, also from BH Cosmetics. I think it's like a lip brush, but we're gonna use it for what I want to use it for today. I'm just gonna take a little bit of amber and just go right here. So it's gonna just catch the light nicely right there. Same little brush, gold shade from the Melt Blush in Queen Bee right here. I'm gonna grab this little 508 brush, Morphe, a little bit of Bonnie on it. And really build that up. Just can really get that black to kind of arch around here. And precise yet blended way. And just soften ever so slightly. Alright, now it's very smoky and grungy. Now let's go ahead and finish up the rest of the face. I'm not going to use bronzer today, I don't think, but I'm going to use a little bit of this shade right here called Queen, an e.l.f. highlighting brush. Just want a light application. Just come around here. I'm going to treat the shade like a bronzer. I'm use it very light hand. These are pre-pigmented. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of the gold shade. Just going to work it right out here. So I'm going to get that weird kind of goldy shift in there. We're not going for wearable, we're going for a look. We're getting creative with it today. That actually looks really good. I'm going to kind of swirl into both just a little bit. I didn't think I'd be able to wear this one. I really didn't think it would suit me, but I think it kind of does. Now I'm going to do a little bit of face highlighter. I'm just married into that blush. This is actually what I was going for, just something super dark with just that kind of pop of amber just peeping through the darkness. That's basically my goal, and I think I did it. Do some lashes, and I think that will really tie the look together, and we'll come back for the lips. Finishing touch. I've already went and changed the hair, put my jewelry on, all that. So finishing touches, last thing I want to do is lips, and I'm going to use the Superstay matte ink from Maybelline. This is in the shade Cocoa Connoisseur. And I just feel like it would look really good with this look. Obviously, I also think a black lipstick would look fantastic with this look. For the sake of doing something a little bit different, let's not do a black lipstick for once. And I also really, kind of obsessed with this shade. Alright, I think that just brought the look all together. Okay, so this is the look complete using a little bit of Naked Honey, a little bit of Melt Gemini, a little bit of Melt Royal Blush Collection. And yeah, I really love finally the finished result. There was a moment in there where I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work. Am I gonna get these to blend and look cohesive? End up working because it's kind of a grungy look. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. I just want it to look very dark and just have that pop of like that amber coming through the darkness. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and seeing how I got this look. Don't forget to check out the song that totally inspired this look, linked in the cards, whatever side that is, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky. Bye now.